when I heard the noise, I didn't really think anything that traumatic had happened.
What he saw was shocking. An SUV that plunged from the 4th floor of a downtown parking garage. 2 people are dead. Now at 5, we are working for you to find out how this happened. And Attorney General Curtis Hill takes the stand in his disciplinary hearing. What he says about the night that led to allegations of inappropriate behavior with several women.
The wind still headlines the forecast. When this will calm down, some rain arrives and maybe even some snow.
This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
We begin now at 5 with a stunning scene in the middle of downtown Indianapolis. Video from the RTV6 drone shows the aftermath of an SUV that plunged off the 4th floor of a parking garage near City Market this morning. 2 people are dead. RTV6's Megan Sanctorum is digging into what happened and what witnesses and investigators are saying. Megan.
This area has since been cleaned up, but you can see barricades are still set up behind me as investigators try to piece together exactly how this could have happened. At this point, we do know they are calling it a tragic accident. Here is some brand new video from the Indianapolis Fire Department. You can see an SUV upside down in the alley behind the garage. This is just north of the City Market downtown. According to IFD, a man and woman were pronounced dead on scene after the crash. They have not yet been identified, but first responders say they were both inside of that car. You can also see a large slab of concrete on the ground. That was part of the garage barrier from the 4th floor. Now, this all happened around 9:50 this morning. There were several people in the area who say they saw and heard it all happen.
A lot of people came out right after it happened and tried to assist, and it's just unfortunate.
When I noticed what had actually happened, seeing the parking garage, obviously you can kind of connect the dots from that point. Saw the SUV started to smoke.
We're still working to figure out how something like this could happen. I reached out to city leaders who tell me they do not believe this parking garage will have to be demolished. They say the property manager and engineers were out inspecting it this afternoon. And while it is still unclear what the cause of this crash is, we asked the city if regular inspections are done at parking garages. A spokesperson said they are not. They say the inspections happen during construction to make sure the garages are up to code. Now, the parking garage where this happened was owned by Dennison Parking. Dennison says today, quote, "We are deeply saddened by the loss of life. Dennison Parking is committed to operating safe parking facilities. This investigation is ongoing, and as a result, we are unable to comment at this time." Now, coming up tonight at 6, you'll hear more from witnesses who saw and heard this all happen, and we'll tell you why police still need your help piecing this all together. Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
A scary situation there. Thank you, Megan. Attorney General Curtis Hill testified today in the disciplinary hearing that could impact his future as AG. Hill is accused of touching 4 women inappropriately at a party in a bar after the legislature adjourned last year. While he was on the witness stand, the questioning focused on procedural aspects of being Attorney General. He was not asked about the night of the party. Hill is expected to testify again during the hearing, which is expected to go through the end of the week. You can read details on the rest of today's testimony by clicking on this story in the RTV6 app. Now to the first look at your Storm Team 6 forecast. Sunshine returned today and the temps warmed up a little bit. But when will the wind finally calm down? Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory is here to fill us in. Hey, Kev.
How about that? It's been a rather beautiful day, and I've got the satellite here showing you the cloud cover. Once you get to Lafayette and north, a lot more cloud cover. That's drifting to the north and east. We've had a lot of sunshine today. Temperatures warmer than yesterday, and it's comfortable, 64 degrees. Amanda mentioned the wind. Yesterday we had gusts of 37, today 33 miles per hour, just like last night. Once we get to sunset and beyond, I think they'll generally be in the 10 to 20 mile per hour range and will eliminate some of the gusty nature of the winds. Right now, steady wind out of the south, a warm direction, and anywhere from 10 to 25 miles per hour. The wind stays with us through the evening. These occasional gusts may still approach 25 to 30 miles per hour, but I think in total it will calm down. It's not just any Wednesday night in Indy. It's opening night for the Pacers. There's your forecast coming downtown. It will be dry through the evening. Temperatures falling into the middle to upper 50s as people come out after the victory.
Thank you, Kevin. And it is time to kick off the new season for your Indiana Pacers. As Kevin just mentioned, the blue and gold taking on the Pistons in the season opener. Sports director Dave First is live at Bankers Life Fieldhouse, where he's getting to the soul of the matter important to every player tonight. Dave.
Yeah, it is the 82-game marathon, and it begins tonight for Indiana Pacers taking on the Detroit Pistons. Also from the Central Division, Pistons are here behind me warming up. Pacers down on the other end. But it doesn't matter really what happened last season. When you begin a new season, it just feels fresh. It feels new. Some of the uniforms are new. So the tennis shoes are new. It's just a crisp feel to all this, and something that really is one of the best-kept secrets in the NBA. And it's hard to describe, really. It's just kind of, well, hang on, I'll show you. Yeah, here it is. It's the Pacers team store. Chances are they'll have what you're looking for. Inside, there's shirts, sweatshirts, and hats. And remember, there's more than a few new guys on the Pacers this season. Lauren Rowe is here. She's the director of retail with the Pacers. I'm looking around. A lot of new stuff here.
Yes, we are so excited to tip off our season. It's going to be great. We've got a lot of new stuff from Nike. We have nine new guys on our roster. We have new jerseys that have just released. So we're really excited.
Do you have any socks, though?
Of course, Dave. We always have socks.
Oh, they have socks off the court because on it, they all wear them. That little NBA logo is a sure sign there's something special there.
I always was wondering, like, why is it so comfortable? Like, they not normal socks. They're just really comfortable. And, like, I just had my best games with those socks in, like, high school at AAU.
Okay, they've been around for a while, but those that know, especially if you've had brothers in the league.
See a guy walking around with them, you wonder, okay, how did he get them? Who does he know? They knew when me or Aaron was wearing them. It came from Drew.
I mean, I went to Champs a lot after school. Champs or Foot Locker, try to get them. They're always in my Christmas stockings.
Something about the cushioning and the construction, but not always. You're saying back in your day, and I hate to use that phrase, by the way.
You could use that phrase. It's okay.
The socks weren't the same then?
No, man. We were playing in knee highs with the two stripes, and
they were paper thin.
Paper thin.
Doesn't matter how you're jumping, doesn't matter how you're cutting, and a few may have found their way into a backpack.
They're so comfortable. I wear them as slippers.
I was going to say, do you have some at home?
I have a lot of them at home.
How many pairs of NBA socks do you think you have at home?
At home, probably another like 20. Probably 50. I mean, I have a problem now. There's way too many.
So say what you want about all the NBA clothing. Some of the most personal and valuable are right here. Can you believe players get all geeked up about socks?
Well, yeah, socks are important.
The true soul of the NBA and lasting as long as the league itself.
I still have pairs from when I was younger, though. They last forever.
And these are the gold socks they'll be wearing later on this season. There is like a special padding. It's stitched different. It is pretty comfortable, whatever it is and whatever it is. There's no doubt about it. It is the best kept secret in the NBA, has been for years, and might even be worth a win or two when it is all said and done. Pacers and Pistons kicking things off later tonight. Brad Brown with a look at the new look Indiana Pacers coming up all new at 6. For now, First reporting live from Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Socks it all. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Dave. I'm assuming those socks is what made it so easy to run from the court to the store so quickly.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. I need my pair when you get back.
I gained like a 10th or so.
All right, thank you, Dave.
Exactly.
Well, if you're heading to the Pacers season opener tonight or any game this season, you will probably walk past the mural outside of Bankers Life Fieldhouse. The one with the season schedule on it, it's huge, but it's not machine-made or created by a team. That mural is painted by one woman every year. RTV6's Alyssa Donovan has that story.
I went to boom lift school. It's a certification, but yeah, you have to be checked out pretty good.
For 3 weeks every year, Barb Stahl spends her days up here.
Let's see. Chicago.
First, she stencils.
And just pounce that powder through the holes, and then we draw on top of the powder.
Then she pencils, and finally, she gets to paint.
All right, I guess we're starting.
The job, one she sort of just happened upon.
I was in a paint store and overheard someone in there mention a mural that was going to be done for the field house. So I literally walked around and started taking phone numbers off of some of the construction trucks. I finally got a hold of the company that was in charge of signage.
She entered her bid and won.
I really do feel like it was the best thing that's ever happened to me.
But the gig isn't easy. Every day is a race against the sun.
Our days are limited because of the heat index up here. It's a south-facing wall, you know, because if it's a 100-degree day, it's probably 120, 130 heat index bouncing off this wall.
But Stahl says it's all worth it.
I love it. It's like my favorite job.
Which has kept her coming back to paint this wall for 20 years. Even traveling back and forth to Indy when she briefly lived out of state.
Since we started this wall, it's really become like a landmark. And I think that's just the coolest thing ever, you know, that I get to be a part of that.
A part of something that, while changes from year to year, has become an icon to Pacers fans and Hoosiers who pass on by. Working for you, Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
Love that. Thanks for sharing, Alyssa. Now to the Colts and a big honor for quarterback Jacoby Brissett. The NFL today named him the AFC Offensive Player of the Week. In the Colts win over the Texans on Sunday, Brissett threw 326 yards and 4 touchdowns. Both of those numbers are career highs. The Colts are back home this Sunday to face the Broncos. A reminder that game's start time has been moved up to 1 p.m. Still ahead at 5:30 on RTV6, fighting crime with a network of extra eyes. The new tool launched in Indianapolis to help improve your safety. But first, new jobs coming to Hamilton County, and they all center around the growing popularity of CBD oil. The salary new employees are expected to take home. Kevin.
As we move into the weekend, our rain chances will increase Friday night into Saturday morning. There's some rain. I'll finish that timeline. And I know I mentioned the word snow at the top of the newscast. We'll talk about when we could see our first snowflakes coming up.
Any night of the week.
This is the news on RTV6. Tonight, the president's declaration of victory in Syria. Critics are saying the United States abandoned an ally. And the president's own Secretary of Defense says Turkey committed war crimes. ABC's Trevor Alt has the latest on this.
Today, President Trump declaring a major breakthrough in the Middle East.
The government of Turkey informed my administration that they would be stopping combat and their offensive in Syria and making the ceasefire permanent. This was an outcome created by us, the United States, and nobody else.
That announcement coming a day after Turkey met with Russia and announced a second ceasefire separate from the one negotiated with the U.S. last week. The fighting between Turkey and the Kurds now expected to come to a complete stop, with Kurdish forces withdrawing from a 20-mile safe zone. President Trump touting America's need to get out of this part of the region.
Let someone else fight over this long, blood-stained sand.
The president's announcement comes in the midst of concern and outrage from Republicans and Democrats, many accusing the president of abandoning the Kurds, more than 10,000 of whom died fighting alongside the U.S. in the battle against ISIS. Some feel today's new arrangement paves the way for the resurgence of ISIS. Secretary of Defense Mark Esper admitting more than 100 ISIS fighters have escaped from jail in the past 2 weeks. While the president is praising Turkey for stopping its onslaught and immediately lifting all sanctions against the country, Secretary Esper tells CNN Turkey may have committed war crimes.
And if accurate, and I assume that they are accurate, they would be war crimes. I think those responsible should be held accountable. In many cases, it would be the government of Turkey should be held accountable for this.
President Trump did cast some doubt as to just how permanent this permanent ceasefire will be. He said he believes in the deal, but this is a volatile part of the world, adding, we'll see what happens. Trevor Alt, ABC News, New York.
Indiana is now getting a major payout from a pharmaceutical distributor over marketing and sales the state says led to misuses of Medicaid funds. Now, in a multi-state settlement, the distributor Reckitt is paying out hundreds of millions of dollars for the improper marketing and sale of Suboxone. Suboxone is a drug approved for use by recovering opioid addicts. Among other issues, Reckitt is accused of pushing Suboxone onto physicians who were overprescribing to patients who did not even need it. A producer of CBD oil is coming to Hamilton County and bringing more than 40 jobs with it. Westfield Mayor Andy Cook and executives from BDX Indiana today announced plans for BDX to build its hemp extraction facility in Westfield. BDX Indiana is a sister company of Biodynamic Ventures, the largest hemp grower in Indiana. Within 3 years, BDX is expected to be one of the largest CBD oil extractors in the nation. Production is expected to start in December. Annual salaries are reported to average about $70,000. If you want a job for the holiday season, many big retailers are hiring, and our Hiring Hoosiers project learned today about another opportunity. Macy's is holding a national hiring event tomorrow at all stores from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. There are Macy's stores at Castleton Square, Greenwood Park, and Muncie Malls. On-site interviews will take place, and they'll also offer phone interviews for online applicants. Nationwide, Macy's plans to hire about 80,000 seasonal employees. Nordstrom at the Fashion Mall and the Nordstrom Rack Indianapolis are also taking part in that company's National Hiring Day on Friday. Between both stores, they are looking to fill more than 50 open positions. You can call and schedule an interview or just walk in between 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. on Friday. Kevin joins us now with our look at the forecast, and that sunshine was quite a sight to see today.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Came with warmer temperatures. That's a good combination. It's still windy.
Yeah, well, it came with a lot of wind, too.
Just knocking some leaves down. It's time to get out there and rake, but that's always tough to do, you know, when 80% of them are still in the trees. You feel like
not much motivation to go out and do it
you
just
don't
yet.
feel like you've gotten anywhere because you look behind you and there they are again. Okay, let's jump right to the weekend. Nothing happening tonight, so to speak. 59 on Saturday. The rain chances will be greatest from, say, Interstate 70 south and especially southeast of the metro area. Then on Sunday, any shower should end early in the morning and we'll end up with a mainly dry day. I'm jumping to Friday night. There, the cloud cover at 11 should be dry for Friday night football. Here comes the rain shield. This model run is keeping everything a little more to the south and east, but that's 7 a.m. Notice it does catch areas from about Terre Haute to Indy up to Muncie southeast. That's something to watch if you have Saturday plans. I mentioned the word snow. Just want to show you. This is a weather map for next Thursday for Halloween. The green is rain. The blue represents some snow. We'll see as a colder air kind of follows in the moisture, may see our first snowflakes of the season. That mixes with and changes to rain likely as we get into the day on Thursday and the weather system pulls away. Temperature right now with dry conditions at 64. Wind is out of the southwest. And say hello to Maisie. I was counting earlier, 79, 80. I think there's 80 spots right there that we can see. Young lady ready to go for a walk with me. 61 at 7 o'clock tonight. Dry through the evening. Thanks to Joanna Shirley for sending in the picture. You can send your dog's picture in too at kevin.gregory@wrtv.com. Temperatures not as cool tomorrow morning. Dry, middle to upper 40s to start the day. Temperatures will stay cooler though overall. 57 as we get to noon. Temperatures just barely get above 60 degrees in many spots, and we'll have a lot more cloud cover through the day. These temperatures are slightly below average. If we see any showers, I would call them sprinkles. Don't think we'll have much in the way of rainfall. Friday temperature 55 degrees. As I mentioned, we're dry for Friday night football. The wind will be rather light. That's good. As we go to the weekend, that chance for rain, especially Saturday from central Indiana to the southeast. We wrap that up on Sunday, and then temperatures turn cooler. As you can see, next Wednesday's high 52, and maybe some snowflakes around on Halloween.
We're already talking snow. All right, thank you, Kevin. Still ahead on the news at 5, what it could mean if a child comes trick-or-treating at your door next week with a blue pumpkin. The silent message to help them feel at ease.
Days from 4:30 to 7.
Hello and a very good day to you. I'm Julie Grant with Court TV Live, and we continue bringing you live coverage of a murder trial happening right now in the state of Wisconsin. Defendant Ezra McCandless is accused of stabbing one of her lovers to death. She says, though, the stabbing was in self-defense. The state says it was cold-blooded murder. Alex Woodworth, we know, was stabbed 16 times back in March of 2018. His death was a brutal one. But did McCandless stab stab him to protect herself from a violent sexual assault. Yesterday, McCandless became emotional when her father took the stand. And today, her ex-boyfriend, Jason Mingle, will be called to testify. We've been waiting to hear from him throughout this trial because he was with McCandless the morning of the killing. You won't want to miss his testimony, and you can count on Court TV for gavel-to-gavel coverage. I'm Julie Grant. Now back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Julie. You can learn more about other cases around the nation right now at courttv.com. Halloween is just over a week away, and a few years ago, teal pumpkins started showing up along with the orange to raise awareness of children with food allergies. Now this year, you may be seeing children carrying blue pumpkins coming to your door. If a child with a blue pumpkin comes trick-or-treating, it might mean he or she has autism and could be unable to speak. One woman's post about this has been shared more than 100,000 times. It's just another way to make sure all children feel comfortable on a night they look forward to all year long. And coming up all new at 6 p.m., a family says a moving company broke several of their valuable and irreplaceable items. Now they're pushing to get money back. Working for you, we take their concerns to the moving company and how you can protect yourself. But first on the Now Indy, a sticky situation, one you probably never envisioned could happen in your car. What you need to know so you don't waste your money. You're watching RTV6. We'll be right back with the Now Indy.